Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here for the Great Wall of Comics. And today I'm here to answer one of your questions. All right, so recently I have been doing my unboxings as I usually do, and I make comments, and sometimes I forget that not everybody knows everything that I may know. And I've referenced the CGC registry a couple of times, and that's led a couple of you guys to leave some comments in those videos asking, what is the registry? What I'm talking about? And that is a very, very good question. So I thought, it was such a good question. Let's go ahead and make a video and talk on that. And I would want to start doing that a little bit more frequently, is to get to your guys' questions that you have and be able to address them like this. So let's get right to it. So the CGC registry is essentially part of their community building efforts. Uh, CGC is the grading company that a lot of these books behind me have been professionally graded. They assess the condition and quality of a book. And when they started their business a while back, one of the things they started doing was community building. They wanted to build a network and inroads into the comic book collecting community, because nobody was collecting, or well, people were collecting comics, but nobody was grading comics. They were one of the first, if not the first, professional comic book grader. And they had to build up a market for themselves and a community. And one of the ways they did that was through things like message boards. Message boards used to be a thing, and in some cases they still are, but it was very much the earlier days of the internet. We was using message boards, and part of that allowed them to build a community of people who were there on those boards, answering and asking questions and learning to collect. And the CGC message boards weren't always just necessarily about their books and their processes and stuff. It was a very open market of ideas and discussions that has changed more recently with their company taking over, but we're not here really to talk about their message boards. Part of what came out of that, though, was the CGC registry. And it was, again, like I said, part of their community building effort. So what it did was, it was a spot for you to come on and list the books that you had and to show them off and share them with your friends. And it was all completely free, even though you didn't have to have a CGC membership for submitting books in order to be a part of this. So you can go to CGC, and actually on the top under resources, you'll see CGC registry, and it will bring you to this page. And if you're signed in, it'll bring you like this. Otherwise, it'll bring you a little bit something else telling you that you can sign in and whatnot. But here, essentially, ignore this ad. This is actually an ad, which I don't like, the fact that they're doing those things. But you can see some information about the CGC registry. If you want, this data sheet that is popping up, that's not sharing on my screen, but basically it just goes over, it talks about the registry and adding books, and it's going to give you their pitch as to what is good about it. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and I'm going to share that. We'll look at it together. I've actually never looked at it, even in prepping for this video, but here we go. It's their thing. They're going to tell you, oh, look at this, it's free. And we'll zoom in on this. It's too small. Let's come on. A little bit too much. So basically, it's a place where you can log your books and share your collections with other collectors. No charge. Okay, build your collection alongside others and be part of the hot camaraderie, and post pictures and identify hot trends and blah, 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 blah. And you can, you know, you'll have these for your records. That was the other thing. It's like, you'll have these for your records if you ever need anything, and blah, blah, blah. It's a pitch. Don't get me wrong. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's a fun thing to do. I think now it's not as much. Their registry is kind of dated looking here. If I go to the site, oops, let me bring up the right one. Sorry, screen share is always a hoot. All right. So here we go. Boom. This is what it looks like. The registry is very old built type program, but you can come in here and you can search for any book. So let me go to the Eternals. That's where I've been talking about the registry quite a bit lately. Um, and so so here we go, and you'll get a listing of the books, um, and you're going to get with that, who's different names of users essentially, that are registered and what their books are. So the number one guy on this list. Well, actually, no. This is not it. Hold on. Why is this showing this weird? Let's go to score. Sort by score. That's lowest to highest. Let's go high to low. So there's 100. So if we're looking at because there's multiple ones. So let's click on the 1976. Sorry. So there's 181 participants in the 1976 Eternals registry, and you can see here ranked by score. Number one is this Nash Vegas guy, and he's got a score of 2,140 points. 100% of the books. He's got 20 images uploaded and some descriptions, etc. He's last modified his over back in May of 2020. So it kind of shows you who's doing what changes they're getting to their score. And basically, as you build it out, you're going to add your books by CGC registry number, and it's going to give you a score. So I can come down here and I can show you me. So I'm here. This is me, Mars Boy 01, Eternals high grade. And you can see I have 985 points. I'm ranked number 26. So out of 181 other collectors who've registered their collection, I have the 26th ranked collection. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and click on it, and it's going to it'll display my books. And you can see that as of right now, I don't have the Eternals annual logged. I don't have Eternals 15 logged, and I don't have Eternals 18. Everything else is all 9.6 or 9.4s, and it shows you what my score is for each one of those books. Books have a different score depending upon the book, whether it's like how big of a key is it, what difference, what is it, a signature book, et cetera, et cetera. And actually, we can do that. We can click on it. So let's take this Eternals 1, for example. I can click on Eternals 1, and this is going to show me for the book all the different types of labels. So signature labels, whether it has a parent's restoration, or whether it's qualified. I'm going to participate. Look at universal grade, and then you can go by the grade. So a 9.6 universal grade as I go across is 500 points. That's what I have right now. I can see that if I jump up to a 9.8, I can get 300 more points, 800 points. So if I go back now and I'm looking at, and I'm going like, where is that? Here I go. If I were to add 300 points, if I'm at 985 and I had 300, I'd be, yes, 1,285. Well, 1,285 points will move me quite a ways up the stack. As a matter of fact, it would put me at the number 10 spot without adding any other books to the collection. And I got to go, maybe I should upgrade my book. And this in lies the trap and the real true purpose of the CGC registry. Well, it's all hidden under the veil of getting you to be part of a community. The reality of the situation is it's there to help you to want to buy and trade and sell and submit more books to CGC. I now know if I just at 300 points, a one grade bump on a number one book is going to move me up to number 10 on the slot. Well, look who's up here at number 9. Still only 35 cents, our boy. And I still got some blank empty spots in my collection. Matter of fact, he's bringing me one of the books at WonderCon. But so that now makes me, even though I was perfectly fine and happy with my collection at a 9.6. Now, because I started doing this, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I just get that little grade bump. I could get myself up into the top 10, a top 10 collection. That would be impressive. To who? I don't know. Well, to me, I guess it's bragging rights to me and my friends, but hey, they're gamifying the system. It's just like any of the apps that get you to buy food at a particular restaurant where they give you free points and those free points can be used for other stuff. You think you're getting something out of it, so you get encouraged a little bit more, gives you that dopamine hit to get a little bit more, and it's succeeding. Not only has it got me considering upgrading my book so I can move to the top 10, but it also is going to sit there and get you to say, hey, I get no points for a CBCS book. I get no points for any other graded book. So the only book I'm looking for on these are CGC books. CGC books now sell, that helps to make them sell more abundantly, which then helps people in their mind go, well, CGC sells easily. CBCS doesn't sell hardly. So I'll buy CGC and help. It builds that whole that why does CGC sell at a premium? Why does CGC sell easier? These types of things help to build that. It puts that CGC first mentality in your head, because the others, it's not that they don't have value, but they just don't count on the registry. And I can get more points and I can beat my buddy and I can get awards for having a top ranked registry and stuff. So that's what the registry really ultimately is all about, is getting you to chase upgrades, to buy more books. And you know what? I know this, yet I'm still doing it. So at the end of the day, kudos to you, CGC, for doing it. But that's what the registry is, folks. It's just a place. It's an old method, but it's a tried and true and still working method of getting collectors to list, post, show their books, get a little bragging rights amongst their friends within the community, at the same time while helping to position CGC as the premier grading company in people's heads, or in some cases, the only option that they'll consider. So there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the CGC Registry. I hope that you found this interesting. Leave your comments down below if you think I'm way off base on this, or if I'm right on, or if you learned something today, or if you just got something else you'd like to suggest for another future question. As always, I will encourage you to make sure you collect what you want and don't listen to anybody, especially me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion who falls for CGC gimmicks. Thanks for watching.